A gang is just a family, innit? It's just people you get close to and have your back.
The youngest I've seen is like 10. That's the youngest I've seen. She's there to like hold his weapons, to put drugs in her hair.
On numerous occasions, he would not ask me but tell me that I had to carry his drugs, and on multiple times I had to carry a knife for him. I first became aware of gang activity when I was about 13 years old. There was always a large group of boys from the estate, and I first became aware that they were the gang when they had problems with another group of boys from the estate just across the road.
It's like family, like loyalty, like you got a new connection, like new family. Like if you don't have family like that, and then you've got friends that's more like your family that would do more for you, that's like the best part of it and stuff. You got the protection, the loyalty, the love. I was like poor, like I would say we was poor because we couldn't really get everything we needed, and we was just suffering really bad, like to get electricity and food. The people you can ask, you don't really like asking and stuff. It's just your pride. Your pride just gets in the way when it comes to like asking for stuff. Like we had to struggle and stuff, and I used to like go out and steal and rob stuff. It's not all about the violence and stuff. Some gangs are just money motivated, like, and we're not even getting nowhere with the government's help because they're not helping with shit, and we're trying to help ourselves, like trying to build an empire, like we're trying to put down money for our own houses, like we're not doing it to spend on trainers. Some of us actually want to get somewhere in life, do our own business. These things you've got to do for yourself. We're not getting help. We're just gonna have to do this kind of shit.
I'm 14 and from London, and I was 12 when I first became associated with gangs. When you get to secondary school, start meeting a lot of new people, and I just got influenced by a lot of people and started following people, and that starts trouble because I wasn't being myself. So I moved up to the girls that were popular.
So you moved into the in crowd?
Yeah. One time I walked out of the house really early in the morning. I didn't tell my mum what I was doing, obviously. I was going to do something like give someone something. I had the police come to my house and I got arrested that exact day for police assault. It was a weird experience because when I was in the cell, I was thinking like, what's my first time in a cell? I didn't know what to think. You're really isolated and no one is really there.
When I was 16, my relationship broke down with my mum. And my mum didn't want me to live at home anymore because she has quite a lot of her own problems. So I was put on the streets and I had to go to a charity, and they managed to put me in a hostel. And I first became aware of this gang that was in the hostel when they would constantly be at the front of the hostel, and the more I'd have to go past them to go in and out of the building, I started to get attention from one particular guy. And sometimes he would come and knock on my door and just want to talk to me, and I was very lonely. I didn't have any friends or family, and he was the only person that would ask how I was doing and would come and knock on my door. So at the time, he did make me feel good about myself. I was seen as a gang member because he was a gang member and I was his girlfriend, so definitely I was seen as a gang member. I was too scared to tell anybody or to speak against him because I had to live in the same building as him and his other gang members. I felt like there was no point telling the police.
It was like a group of guys, like one of them liked me, like he asked for my number. Like obviously I'm young and that, and I was like, nah, you can't have my number, that kind of thing. He started being aggressive and stuff, and every time they saw me, and if like I didn't have sex with them or do things they wanted me to do, they used to get a girl to beat me up because I was scared like that. I used to wet myself. Some people, yeah, when they see a weak person, they'll use that person to get to them. They'll use like their vulnerability. We're just scared as females, like bare guys around us. All these things like us females have been through, I feel like we don't get like enough support. We need counselling, like we need anger management, because all these things like lead up to anger, and the way your mind, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but basically it mentally messes you up.
It's always the older boys. They'll tell you to have sex with them for like £100, but when a girl goes and tells a boy they don't want to do it, their reaction is like, I'm gonna run up to your house, hurt your mum, get your little brother, little siblings, anything. Or anything that will get to you, they will do to you.
On numerous occasions, he would not ask me but tell me that I had to carry his drugs, and on multiple times I had to carry a knife for him. He would take me out whenever he wanted to, really, whenever he needed me to carry his drugs, or to go to a house party, or even to the carnival to sell drugs. And I had no choice but to do it.
If you're really, really young, or a girl, they're not going to really stop you and search you, because to them you're just a child. The youngest I've seen is like 10. That's the youngest I've seen. She's there to like hold his weapons, to put drugs in her hair, whatever, just take it to places.
I've stabbed someone, do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know whether I've stabbed someone because of their things, like not their things, but I've stabbed someone before. It's just beef, innit? You and someone. And if you feel someone has the upper hand, you're gonna use it, innit? Like, to get them. Because you're like, fuck this, you're not beating me up. My ratings on the road go down. Fuck all of that. I got to come out on top of this, that kind of thing. Yeah, like we just sat in a party and the girl basically came and she like pulled me off the bed, innit? And then out of nowhere I saw a knife and I just grabbed it and I stabbed her with it. After it, I didn't really know what I'd done until I saw the blood all over the floor and people were like, you just stabbed her, and I was like, rah.
It is fair to say that I live in fear of them, because I will plan going in and out of my house to avoid them, because I am very scared of being robbed or even sexually assaulted by them.
It's gonna be hard to remove yourself. They're who you know, they're your friends. Like, you remove yourself from them, who you got? No one. Like, even their own gang members are gonna turn on them. Like, you know, you can't trust no one.
I can't go certain areas now because obviously what I used to do when I was younger, beef, it carries on. It doesn't stop till someone dies.